Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So it's day 2 of having Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I got super lucky on day 1 and was able to unlock this little vanity next to me because I shot it out of a balloon in the sky. So a lot of people would have had to wait till day 2 to be able to change their look in the game, but because I got lucky I did manage to change it before. And I've been playing around with some other features on this, because if you haven't had a mirror yet, if you go into this and you go over to this last feature here of face paint / other, you can actually put a custom design on your face, and as you can see I've put one on my face to make it look like I have freckles on. Now I've made a few of these. If I go on here, this is definitely not my freckles. I made a few different ones that work with different skin type. So I have a few darker ones for like the deeper skin tones that they now offer in the game. So I thought I'd do a little tutorial on how I've done these freckles, because I tried to make really kind of cute, natural looking ones. I think these ones look super adorable on my little girl here. So I guess I'm going to make a quick little tutorial on how I made these, and then at the end I'll go through and show you them on each of the skin tones. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is open up my Nook phone and go onto the custom designs. And we don't want a pro design, we want a custom design, and I'm just going to pick the next available one here. Change design. And then the best colour palette I've found for this one, if we go onto here, is if we go right down to the bottom first, it's the one that is third from the bottom. So this one I think is the best colour palette for doing freckles. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is get rid of all the colour that's on here currently, because we don't want a brown background for our freckles, because our freckles wouldn't show up. So I'm going to move across to this transparent colour at the top and then just basically colour it all out. I could just kind of fill it out, but instead I'm going to colour the whole thing. So once that is completely transparent, we're going to start adding the freckles. Now one thing to note is that anything on this top half of the square, so above this line that's going across, anything up here would go onto your character's face, and anything that goes below it would go onto your character's cheeks. So if you want freckles to be on her cheeks, you put them down here. If you want freckles to be on her forehead, you would put them up here. I prefer to just have the freckles on the cheeks. I did play around with it and did some on the forehead, but I just kind of thought it looked a little bit messy. So I like to just have them across the cheeks. So I'm just going to put them on this lower half. And then on the lower half, you would think of this side as the square as your left cheek, and this side is the right cheek. So now in terms of colours, what I found, if you look at the top of the screen on this little colour bar here, I found that if you're using the lighter skin tones, maybe the first two, and it works with the third as well, which is what I'm using, you want to stick to these sort of colours down here. So I mainly used these 3, and then I think I did a few little dots of this darker colour, but I mainly used these 3 for the lighter skin tone, just to get that more natural look. And I did use a few different colours mixed together to make the freckles as well, because I just think that's more natural. Most freckles aren't all the same colour. So if you're using the lighter skin tones, you want to stick to these 3 here. Now for the next kind of skin tone category up, so kind of light medium, I stuck to mainly this last colour here, so this one here, and then this one as well. I don't know if I used any of the darker one, I can't remember now. I'll have to have a look back after. But I think I used this one here and a little bit of this one here. I think this one was a little bit too dark and I maybe only used a little bit of it. And then for the next one up, so the kind of medium dark, so not quite the darkest skin tone that's in the game just yet, but the one before that, you want to use kind of these 3 here. So you can use these 3. Yeah, I'd say these 3 here, and I think I might have used a little bit of that one, but mainly these 3 here for that next one. And then for the final darkest colour, there's only really these 2 that show up. This one I think came up a little bit lighter than the skin tone, so it didn't really look like freckles. So I think it's these 2 for darker freckles. So they're the colours you want to use. I'm just going to do a light one for now, just to show you. So I'm just going to get the smallest brush, and I'm just going to start with this kind of darker colour here. Now, you don't want to put them right in this middle bit here, because they will actually get cut off on the cheeks and you end up with kind of half circles on the cheek. So I tend to start a little bit further out, so maybe like here, and then just start dotting around this area. Now, I made a mistake there. You don't want to put them like this of diagonals because you end up making little lines on your face. If you look at that painting on the side, you can see it's a little line. We don't want a line on our face, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And I'm going to bring it down this side a little bit. So kind of mainly focusing it around this sort of area here, not really this kind of centre bit here. And the same on this cheek. So you can put a few freckles up here. I might put a few in kind of the outer corner rather than the centre of the forehead. Just because I felt the centre of the forehead, it just looked a little bit messy on the character. And then we're going to grab the next colour. So this is a slightly lighter one. I'm going to erase some of those ones in the middle in a moment because I've realised I put them too close. And then I am going to grab a little bit of this darker one here and just kind of dot that in a little bit where I can. Remember, you don't want any of the dots to touch. You want to avoid putting too many on the same line as well because that kind of appears as a line across the face. I think these ones should be okay because they're quite spaced out, but that's something you want to avoid. Where else can I fit one in? I'm going to get rid of that one in a minute. I might put one down here. And sort of down there. And then I'm just going to take that transparent colour again and just sort of fix up some areas. So I'm going to get rid of that one. I'm going to get rid of these two and that one. Then I kind of want one like here. So maybe like that. So then I'm going to come out of this and see what this looks like. So let me just save this. I'm just going to call my design Freckles, like so, and confirm. So I don't know why we've ended up with some little lines there. So we might have to go back and have a look and see why they showed up. Ah, so they're touching, so I need to change that. Just sort of move things about a bit so that I can fit more in. That should be okay, so we'll save that. Yep, that looks okay to me. Right, so now we're going to go into the vanity again and take a look and see how this is looking. Change it up. Go across to this custom design. So our new freckles are here. So let's try those on. So they are quite gentle, those ones. They look really, really cute, especially with this like kind of gingery hair. They look really adorable. So I'm really happy with those. I'm just going to quickly take you through some of the other ones I've done so we can check the colours. We know the right colours for those ones. So this is the second one I used, and as you can see here, I pretty much did these three colours here. So I didn't actually use any of the lighter ones which I thought I did before. So I stuck to these three colours here, and that was for like this light medium freckles. Okay, so this is like the medium dark freckles, so the one before the darkest one, and as you can see I used these three colours here. So I did use a little bit of this darker one, but I didn't go all the way to the darkest tone. And then this is the very darkest one, and as I was saying before, I just stuck to these last two colours down here. They were the only two that would really show up on the skin tone. I will show you the one before that on the darkest skin tone so you can see that it doesn't quite look like freckles. It does still look very cute, and I think the lighter spots are really nice, but if you're trying to get a freckled look, it doesn't quite look like freckles. So let's head out of this now and take a look at some of these on our character with the different skin tones. So if I head into the vanity, so as you can see, this is the lightest one. Looks really cute on these three skin tones. I really like it. If we put on the second one, we'll take a look at that. So this still looks pretty cute on the lighter one, so you can use it on this. You just get a more like emphasized freckle. So once you're like out playing in the game as well and you're further away from your character, it does look like quite cute. So this is what they look like out in the game. They're a little bit more obvious. I think they're really, really cute, and you can definitely see them a lot better because when you're further away from them, they don't quite show up as much with the lighter ones. But personally, I prefer the lighter ones if you're using the lighter skin tones. I'm going to show you what this looks like with the going darker then. So the skin tones I'd probably use these with is this one, so it looks really nice. This one, it shows up really well as Freckles, and then this one here also looks really nice. I think this looks so cute with Freckles, this colour. So it does still show up a little bit on this one. Some of them have kind of blended in with the skin because they're kind of the same colour as it. So I'll move up and put on the next set. So here is the medium darker ones. As you can see already, they show up a lot better on this tone. They also show up really nicely on here, very natural looking Freckles. And then what I was saying before about this one is when you put it on there, as you can see, some of the colours have come up a little bit lighter and they don't quite look like Freckles. So if I just change this to the very last one, you'll see that these colours show up a lot more and look more like Freckles. The ones were kind of reminded me of kind of Fauna in the game, of those like kind of light deer Freckles. That's what they reminded me of with the lighter ones. I still think they look super cute, but if you're going for more freckled looks, this one shows up a little bit better. So let me just put my little character back together. They're the really light ones on this skin tone. I think they look really, really adorable. But yeah, I think that's my regular skin tone I was going with. So that is basically how I made Freckles. I think this just gives you a really nice natural look using a few different colours. I have seen some people use like one colour for Freckles and they still look super adorable. But this is how I've gone about and done it. So hope that helps some people who are trying to use this for the first time and maybe haven't done a QR code yet. As always guys, please do like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video, comment down below with any future video ideas, and a huge thank you for watching. Bye guys! Mwah.